We're diving deep into one of the most valuable pennies in history, the 2009 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or someone just starting to dig through old jars of coins, this could change everything for you. First things first, let's talk about what makes this coin so valuable. Most pennies minted in 2009 carry a D or S mint mark, indicating the Denver or San Francisco mint. But the rarest and most valuable of all are the pennies with no mint mark at all. This elusive era coin was only produced in Philadelphia and was never intended to be part of regular circulation. It's one of the most sought-after pennies in the coin world. To be clear, a regular 2009 penny is worth just 1 cent. But a 2009 no-mint mark penny? Well, it can be worth anywhere from thousands of dollars, all the way up to an astounding $1.9 million. But why such a high price tag? The reason for the high value is the rarity of this particular penny. It's an extremely rare era coin that was never officially released into circulation, meaning there are only a handful out there. And when a coin is that rare, collectors go crazy for it. The price skyrockets due to its scarcity, demand, and the rich history behind it. Think about it, if you have one of these rare coins, you could be sitting on a fortune. In fact, one of these rare 2009 no-mint mark pennies recently sold for a whopping $1.9 million at auction. Just imagine the possibilities if you find one of these in your collection. But how do you know if your 2009 penny is the real deal? Let's talk about the signs you need to look out for. Look carefully at the coin. It should have no mint mark on the reverse side beneath the date. If it's completely blank and you can't see any letters or numbers where the mint mark should be, you could have a valuable coin in your hands. Wondering what to do if you think you found one? Well, don't just let it sit in a drawer collecting dust. You can take your coin to a professional coin dealer, or even an auction house, to get it appraised and sold. The value can vary based on the coin's condition and rarity, but these pennies are in high demand. Before you sell it, make sure your coin is well preserved. Store it safely in a protective case, as any damage can lower its value. Clean it? Definitely not. Cleaning can ruin the coin and reduce its marketability. Let the professionals handle that. If you're ready to cash in on your coin, here are some options. You can sell it through online platforms like eBay, or take it to a trusted auction house or coin dealer. Make sure to get it properly authenticated so you can get the highest price possible. Now, if you're holding onto a 2009 no-mint mark penny, your financial future might look a lot brighter. Who would have thought that an old, simple penny could be worth millions? So, the next time you dig through your coin collection, take a closer look. That seemingly ordinary penny could be worth a small fortune. Want more tips on rare coins, their value, and how to sell them for top dollar? Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on a money-making opportunity. 1949 Lincoln cent with no mint mark. You might have one of these pennies sitting in your collection right now, and it could be worth millions. Yes, millions. Cut to a close-up shot of a 1949 Lincoln penny. Host's voiceover continues as the camera zooms in and rotates to showcase the details of the coin. So, what's the big deal about the 1949 penny? Normally, you'd think of a penny as just a few cents, right? But a rare version of this penny, one with an no-mint mark, has been known to fetch a mind-blowing price at auction, up to $1.7 million. Now, you might be wondering, why is this penny worth so much? Let's break it down. The 1949 Lincoln cent is one of those classic examples of how small differences in a coin's design can make it extremely valuable. The U.S. Mint typically marks their coins with a mint mark showing where they were produced, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But in 1949, there was an extremely rare error. Some of the pennies produced at the Philadelphia Mint had no mint mark at all. Normally, you'd find a mint mark on the reverse side of the coin, right under the ear. But in this rare error, there was no mark at all. This caused collectors to go wild when they discovered how rare these no mint mark pennies were. And because of that rarity, some of these 1949 Lincoln cents are now worth a fortune. Now, let's talk about the real action. These pennies are not just sitting in collections, they've been sold at some of the most prestigious auctions around the world. In 2019, one of these 1949 no-mint mark pennies sold for a record-breaking $1.7 million. That's insane for a penny, right? So, what makes this penny so special and so valuable? It all comes down to rarity and demand. The 1949 no-mint mark penny is extremely scarce, and because of its unique status as a minting error, it holds significant appeal for collectors. This isn't just a regular coin, It's a piece of history. If you have one of these in your collection, you could be sitting on a gold mine. But here's the key: condition matters a lot when it comes to these coins. A well-preserved, uncirculated penny is worth much more than one that's worn down from years of use. Now, how can you tell if your 1949 penny is a no mint mark version? First, check the back of the coin under the ear. If there's no mint mark, you might have a rare one. Then, take a close look at the condition. If it's shiny, well-defined, and in mint condition, that could mean a higher value. Now, I know many of you might be wondering, can I actually sell my rare penny for big money? Absolutely. If you've got a 1949 no mint mark Lincoln penny in good condition, you can sell it to collectors, coin dealers, or even at specialized coin auctions. Just make sure to get it properly appraised first. Never accept a lowball offer without knowing the true value of your coin. So, if you have a 1949 penny with no mint mark, or any other rare coins lying around, now is the time to take a closer look. You could be holding on to a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on how to make money with your rare coins, hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let us know what you've found in your own collection. 1962 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might have one of these sitting in your collection, or maybe tucked away in an old jar or drawer. And guess what? It could be worth a fortune. That's right. You might have heard rumors about certain pennies selling for millions, but you might be surprised to learn that the 1962 D Lincoln penny could be worth upwards of $1.4 million. Let's break it all down: what makes this penny so valuable, how to identify it, and what you need to do if you think you've found one. Now, let's get one thing straight. Not every 1962 D penny is going to make you a millionaire. But there's a key feature you need to know about that can skyrocket the value of this coin, and I'm going to tell you all about it. First off, let's take a quick look at the 1962 D penny. It was minted at the Denver Mint, which is where the D mint mark comes from. You'll find it on the front of the penny, right below Lincoln's shoulder. The 1962 D penny is already a fairly common coin, and normally it's worth just a few cents. So, what's the secret that could make it worth millions? Let me introduce you to the holy grail of these pennies, the 1962 D with an exceptional error. Some of these pennies have a rare minting mistake that makes them incredibly valuable. It's known as the double die obverse error. This happens when the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, causing the image to be stamped twice, making certain features on Lincoln's face and lettering appear doubled. Now, if you've got a 1962 D penny with this doubled imprint, you've got yourself a real treasure. It's one of the most valuable error coins ever discovered, and one of these pennies recently sold for a whopping $1.4 million at an auction. So, how can you tell if your 1962 D penny is one of these super rare gems? It's all about spotting the details. You'll see a noticeable doubling effect on Lincoln's words and on the date. The most prominent doubling can be found in the letters of liberty and in God We Trust. You'll notice 2 layers of text instead of 1. Look closely at Lincoln's chin and eyebrow, as well. Those might appear more pronounced, like they're in 2 places at once. See how the lettering looks a little more blurry and almost like it's been stamped twice? That's the signature sign of the double die error. Now, if you're holding on to one of these bad boys, here's what you need to know about getting it valued. If you think you have a 1962 D double die penny, get it authenticated by a professional grader. Reputable companies like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, can certify its authenticity and condition, which is key to its value. Thinking of selling? Don't just go to the first pawn shop or coin dealer you find. You need to know exactly what you have in your hand. The value of these rare pennies can vary based on condition. The more pristine, the higher the price. The coin's condition is rated from poor to mint state. Coins in excellent condition can fetch higher prices, especially those with the double die error. One of the best ways to sell these high-value coins is to put them up for auction at a reputable auction house. You'll get coin experts bidding, which can help ensure you get top dollar for your treasure. So, there you have it. The 1962 D Lincoln 1-cent penny isn't just a common coin. It could be the ticket to your next big payday if you have the rare double die error variety. And if you have one of these coins, don't just let it sit in a drawer. Have it examined, graded, and potentially sold for a lot of money. Who knows? It could be your next big financial win. 1967 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This penny is not just any old coin. It has a rare, mysterious quality that makes it worth millions. Yes, you heard that right, millions of dollars. Let's get into why this coin is so special and how you can turn your old pennies into serious cash. First, let's talk about the penny itself. In 1967, the US Mint was producing millions of pennies, and most of them were stamped with a mint mark, which shows where the coin was produced, either in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. But some 1967 pennies were produced with no mint mark at all, an error that, at first, went unnoticed. Usually, pennies minted in Philadelphia were supposed to be without a mint mark. But somehow, in 1967, a batch of pennies was struck without any mint mark at all, which was extremely unusual, especially for that time period. This caused confusion, and for many years collectors weren't sure if these coins were real or if they were just some sort of mistake. Now, here's where things get interesting. In recent years, experts have confirmed that these 1967 no mint mark Lincoln pennies are incredibly rare. Only a handful are known to exist. Because of this, one of these pennies recently sold for a whopping $1.3 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right, $1.3 million. A single penny, worth less than 2 cents when it was first released, is now commanding top dollar. But why? Well, as we've seen before, rarity drives the value of coins. The 1967 no mint mark penny is one of those rare coins that could have gone unnoticed by the masses, but for those who know what to look for, it's a treasure worth hunting. Now I know what you're thinking, I have old coins. How do I know if they're worth anything? Well, the first step is to examine your coins carefully. Are they from certain years? Do they have unusual features, like errors or missing mint marks? Even the smallest detail could turn your old pennies into a goldmine. Let's take a look at the key things you need to examine when evaluating your old coins. As we discussed, coins without a mint mark, or with unusual marks, can often be more valuable. The better the condition of the coin, the more it's worth. A penny in great condition could sell for more than one that's worn down. Double strikes, die cracks, or coins that were struck off-center can also fetch a premium price. Some years are more valuable than others due to low production numbers or unique characteristics. Here's a tip for you. Always check your pennies closely for any irregularities. That small error you might think is nothing could be a mistake that makes your penny worth hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. Experts say that 1967 no mint mark pennies are so rare that they are considered a once-in-a-lifetime find. So if you have one of these coins, or think you might, it's time to get it evaluated by a professional. If you think you've got a coin worth big money, don't just sit on it, get it appraised. There are coin dealers, auction houses, and online platforms that can help you discover its true value. And if you're lucky, you could be the next person to cash in on a coin worth millions. To help you get started, we've included links below where you can find trustworthy coin grading services and resources to find out if your coins are valuable. 1968 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Now you might be wondering, how can a penny, which is so common and easy to find, be worth so much money? Well, let me explain. Because this rare coin could be hiding in your own collection or maybe in your change jar. To understand the value of this penny, let's take a quick trip back in time. The year is 1968. Abraham Lincoln is still the face on the US 1-cent coin, but something strange happens in the production process that year. In 1968, the US Mint started producing pennies in multiple locations, including the Philadelphia Mint. However, most of the pennies produced that year were supposed to have a mint mark, a small D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But here's the kicker, some pennies were struck without any mint mark at all. And that's where the value lies. This rare 1968 penny with no mint mark is a mistake, making it incredibly valuable to collectors. Now, let's get into the juicy details. Why is this penny worth $1.8 million? Well, this 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny is an error coin. Error coins are always in demand because they're rare and can't be duplicated. And when a penny like this turns up in the market, it catches the eye of serious coin collectors and investors. In fact, in recent auctions, some 1968 no mint mark pennies have sold for incredible amounts, up to $1.8 million. That's a huge return on a coin that started off as a mere penny. But here's the catch, not all 1968 pennies are worth millions. It takes an authentic, well-preserved no mint mark penny to fetch those kinds of numbers. So, how do you know if you've got one of these valuable coins? First, check the front of the penny. You should see Abraham Lincoln's face, just like any other Lincoln penny. But if there's no mint mark underneath the date, you could have the rare 1968 no mint mark penny. Now, let's talk about how you can check the value of your coin. If you think you've got a 1968 no mint mark penny, you should definitely have it graded by a professional coin grader. This is important because the condition of the coin, whether it's in mint condition or shows wear and tear, greatly impacts its value. Grading services like PCGS or NGC will assess the quality of your coin, and a high-quality, well-preserved 1968 no mint mark penny can bring in a lot of cash. So if you're one of the lucky people who have this rare coin, you could be sitting on a small fortune. But what if you've been collecting coins for years and don't even know where to start with selling them? Whether you've got the 1968 no mint mark penny or other rare coins, here's the best way to sell them for top dollar. First, you can consider selling your coins at an auction, where serious collectors are always on the lookout for rare pieces. Auctions can bring in higher prices, especially for highly sought-after rare coins like the 1968 no mint mark penny. Another option is to reach out to trusted coin dealers or online marketplaces like eBay, where you can auction your coin directly to the highest bidder. But remember, you need to make sure you're dealing with reputable platforms to avoid scams. Do your research on its current market value. Consider getting multiple offers from different dealers. Keep your coin in pristine condition to get the best price. So, if you find that elusive 1968 no mint mark penny in your collection, or any rare coins for that matter, don't let it sit there without exploring its worth. It could make you a millionaire. And if you've found a rare coin, or if you're curious about other valuable coins you might have, let me know in the comments. I'd love to help you figure out their worth. And hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin tips and treasure hunts. 1972 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny, and how this coin could be worth up to $1.9 million. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on coin collecting tips, rare finds, and expert advice on how to turn your old coins into cash. Today's video is for all of you collectors or anyone who might have old coins lying around. If you were born between 1950 and 1970, this could be a real game changer. So let's jump right into it. Now, let's take a look at this coin, the 1972 no mint mark Lincoln penny. You might be thinking, why is this penny special? It looks just like any other. But trust me, there's a huge difference. The 1972 Lincoln penny is a regular coin that was struck by the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia. However, most of these coins were made with a mint mark, a small letter that indicates where they were minted. But here's the thing, some of them were accidentally made without a mint mark, and that's where the value comes in. As you can see, most pennies from 1972 have a mint mark under the date that tells you whether it came from the Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco Mint. But the 1972 penny with no mint mark? It was only made in Philadelphia, and that's where this rare mistake happened. Now, the big question, what makes these 1972 pennies so valuable? Well, only a small number of these coins were struck without a mint mark, and that rarity makes them a prized possession for collectors. In fact, one of these 1972 no mint mark pennies made headlines when it was auctioned off for a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. That's right, a penny. A coin that could fit in the palm of your hand, worth millions of dollars. But hold on. Not every 1972 penny is worth millions. In fact, most of them aren't worth much more than their face value, just 1 cent. So, how do you know if you have one of these super valuable coins? Here's what you need to look out for. First off, you'll want to carefully examine the coin. A 1972 penny with no mint mark should have absolutely no indication of a mint mark near the date, just like this one. Next, check for any other signs of rarity, like unusual wear, double die errors, or other imperfections. It's also worth noting that these rare pennies are usually in really good condition. Coins that are worn down or damaged will generally not fetch as much money. If you think you've found one, the next step is to get it professionally graded by a service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Getting it graded will confirm its authenticity and condition, which are crucial for determining its value. So, what if you find one of these rare pennies? What should you do? Well, don't just rush to sell it online without knowing its true value. A 1972 no mint mark penny could be worth anywhere from hundreds of dollars to millions of dollars, depending on its condition, rarity, and demand. One option is to reach out to professional coin dealers who can give you an accurate appraisal of your coin. You can also look into online auctions, where these rare coins have sold for enormous amounts. So, now you know, that old penny you've been holding onto for years might just be worth a lot more than you ever imagined. Take a closer look at your 1972 pennies and see if you've got a hidden gem on your hands. And if you find one, get it professionally graded, and you could be sitting on a small fortune. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. 1985 Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that could be worth millions. Yes, you heard that right, millions. Stick around because what I'm about to reveal could change how you look at your coin collection forever. Let's start by talking about what makes the 1985 Lincoln penny so special. At first glance, this penny looks like just another copper-plated cent with the famous image of Abraham Lincoln. But it's what you don't see that makes it incredibly valuable. The 1985 Mint mark indicates it was minted in Denver, and normally, this penny is worth just 1 cent. But in certain rare circumstances, this coin is worth a lot more. Like we're talking $1.6 million. That's right, this tiny coin could be worth a small fortune. Let's break down why that is. The value comes from a rare minting error that occurred during the production of some 1985 pennies. There was a very specific mistake that led to a handful of coins being minted with a very unique characteristic, a double die error. Now, this double die error means that the image on the coin was stamped twice during the minting process, creating a visible doubling of the letters, numbers, or features on the coin. This flaw can often be seen on the date, the word liberty, or the "In God We Trust" inscription. It's a tiny flaw that not only makes this penny highly collectible, but it also significantly increases its value. This is a coin that might have slipped through the cracks when it was first produced in 1985. And now, it's a treasure sought after by collectors all over the world. So, how much can you get for one of these rare 1985 pennies with a double die error? As of recent sales, these rare 1985 pennies have sold for as much as $1.6 million in auctions. That's $1.6 million for a single penny. And it's not just a one-time thing. There's been a consistent demand for these coins, which means they could be worth even more in the future as the market for rare coins keeps growing. Even if you don't have one of these million-dollar coins, don't worry. Coins with less obvious errors, but still showing signs of the double die or other minting flaws, can still fetch thousands of dollars. The value is all about the condition and rarity. Now let's get to the important part. How do you find one of these valuable pennies in your collection? Here's what you need to look for. First, check the date. Look for any doubling in the 1985 digits. If the numbers appear stacked or blurry, that's a sign you might have an error. Next, check the words Liberty and In God We Trust for similar doubling. These are the key spots where the minting error can show up. Don't just look with the naked eye. I highly recommend using a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to spot the smallest details. The clearer the doubling, the more valuable the coin will be. So, let's say you've found one of these amazing 1985 double die error pennies in your collection. Or maybe you've got another rare coin that you think might be worth something. Where do you sell it? Well, there are a few options. Online auction sites like eBay are a great place to start. But if you want to maximize your sale, I recommend getting your coin certified by a professional grading company like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation or Professional Coin Grading Service, NGC or PCGS. Once graded, your coin will have a much higher value and will be easier for collectors to trust. You can also consider selling to specialized dealers or at coin shows where big money collectors gather. Finding a rare coin like the 1985 double die penny is a real game changer for your collection, and who knows, it could make you a millionaire. If you think you might have one, don't wait. Check it out now, because coins like this don't come around often. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on rare coins and how to spot them, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more updates. Who knows, your next penny could be worth a fortune. 1991 Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Now you might be thinking, wait, isn't the 1991 penny just a regular coin? Well, that's where you're wrong, because this penny might just be worth more than you think. Let's start with a little history. The US Mint, like most mints, puts a mint mark on coins to indicate where they were made. For most pennies, it's either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But what happens if there's no mint mark at all? That's right, some 1991 pennies were released without a mint mark, and that's where the mystery and value comes into play. Now you're probably wondering, why is this important? Well, a 1991 penny with no mint mark is considered a rare era coin. It's one of those strange occurrences where the US Mint made a mistake that ended up making this penny worth millions. To give you some context, there are only a few known examples of this penny without a mint mark. When it first surfaced, it stunned collectors because it was believed that all 1991 pennies were supposed to have a mint mark. The error? A simple mistake, but one that created a massive opportunity for collectors. Hold on to your seats, because here's where it gets really exciting. A 1991 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny was recently auctioned for an astounding $1.8 million. That's right, million with an M. And the best part? This isn't a one-off. The value of these rare pennies has only been going up. In the current market, if you have one of these coins, it could easily fetch you a six-figure sum, or more. Now you might be sitting there thinking, I have a 1991 penny, but how do I know if it has no mint mark? Well, it's simple to check. Grab your penny, and look closely under the date. If you don't see a mint mark, voila! You might just be looking at a rare find. But don't get too excited just yet. This coin's value is also heavily dependent on its condition. The better the condition, the more it could be worth. Coins that are in mint state, that is, looking almost brand new, can be worth far more than those that show signs of wear and tear. So if your coin has been through a lot of use, its value might not be as high. But don't worry, even if yours isn't in perfect condition, it could still be worth thousands. So, you've got your 1991 penny. What's next? Should you hold on to it, or is it time to sell? If you're thinking of selling, there are several ways to go about it. You can contact reputable coin dealers, get your coin graded by professional services like the PCGS or NGC, or even look for an auction house that specializes in rare coins. And the key here is to get your coin properly authenticated and graded. That way, you're not only protecting your investment, but you're also maximizing its value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your coin journey, finding a rare gem like the 1991 no-mint mark penny could be your ticket to big money. But don't rush. Make sure to do your research and reach out to professionals if needed. Alright, folks, that's it for today. If you think you've got a 1991 no-mint mark penny, don't let it sit around. Take action now. Drop a comment below, and let me know if you've found any rare coins yourself. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more tips, tricks, and coin news. 1992 mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny that could be worth a small fortune. That's right, this little penny could make you a millionaire. But how? Stick with me, and I'll explain everything you need to know about the 1992 Lincoln penny, why it's so valuable, and how much it could sell for in today's market. If you're holding on to any old coins, especially pennies, this might be the golden ticket you've been waiting for. So let's start with the basics. The 1992 mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny was struck in Denver, Colorado, and like many other pennies, it's made of copper-plated zinc. Nothing special, right? But here's the twist. There's a very rare error that makes certain 1992 pennies worth millions. We're talking about the famous closed AM variety. This is where things get interesting. Most of the 1992 Lincoln pennies you'll find have the letters A and M in America on the reverse side of the coin separated by a little space. But on the rare closed AM variety, those letters are almost touching, meaning there's no space between them. It's a minting error that happened when the dies used to strike the coins were slightly misaligned. Now you might be thinking, so what? It's just a small error. But that small mistake can mean big money. In fact, a 1992 closed AM penny in perfect condition can sell for anywhere between $1,000 to $1.7 million at auction, depending on its grade. Now, how do you identify one of these rare pennies in your collection? It's pretty simple, really. All you need is a magnifying glass and a keen eye. Look closely at the reverse of the penny, where you'll find the word America. Focus on the A and M. If there's almost no gap between them, then you've found the closed AM variety. Here's a side-by-side comparison. On the left, you see the regular 1992 penny with the typical gap between the A and M. On the right, you have the rare closed AM penny. See how the A and M are nearly touching? That's the one you want to find. Now let's talk numbers. So far, one of the highest recorded sales of a 1992 closed AM penny was $1.7 million at a major auction. That's right, one penny sold for over $1 million. But even if your coin isn't in perfect condition, you could still be looking at thousands of dollars in value depending on its grade. So you might be asking, how do I know if my coin is worth anything? Well, first, check your pennies. If you don't see a close AM error, don't worry. There are other factors that can make your coin valuable, like its condition, rarity, and other types of errors. But finding a close AM is definitely one of the holy grails for penny collectors. Here's how you can get started with valuing your coins. Inspect for rare varieties like the close AM error. Coins in excellent shape are worth much more than those in poor condition. Check for other potential errors, like doubled dies or off-center strikes. Get your coins professionally graded. This will help you determine the true market value and maximize your potential sale price. If you think you've found a rare coin, here's what you can do next. You can either take it to a professional appraiser or check auction sites like eBay to get an idea of what similar coins are selling for. But if you really want to hit the jackpot, consider taking your coin to a major auction house, where collectors will pay top dollar for rare finds. So, to recap, the 1992 D Close AM penny is one of the most valuable pennies out there right now, with some selling for up to $1.7 million. If you find one, you could be sitting on a small fortune, and it's worth your time to inspect your old coins closely. Remember, your pocket change could be worth way more than you think. So go ahead, dig through those old coin jars, and check your collection. You never know, you could find something worth a lot more than you ever imagined. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you don't miss out on future videos about rare coins and collectibles. And hey, if you find a 1992 D Close AM penny, drop me a comment. I'd love to hear about your find. 1993 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You've probably heard of the 1993 No Mint Mark penny being worth huge money. And yes, folks, this coin can be worth millions. Let's start by understanding what makes this coin so special. Normally, every US penny has a mint mark to show where it was made. We see D for Denver, or S for San Francisco. But the 1993 penny? It's missing that mint mark entirely. This missing mint mark is what makes it a real rarity. Imagine you've got a regular 1993 penny, just like any other. But here's the kicker, the lack of a mint mark makes this penny exceptionally rare. And with rarity comes value. How did this happen? Well, in 1993, there was an error at the US Mint. Thousands of pennies were struck with no mint mark. Some believe it was a mistake during the manufacturing process. Others think it could have been intentional, but either way, it created a mistake coin with a massive value. So, why is this penny worth millions? The 1993 No Mint Mark penny is incredibly rare, and it stands out to coin collectors worldwide. But that's not all. Because of its rarity and the unique error, some of these pennies have sold for astronomical prices. A famous sale saw one of these coins go for $1.9 million at auction. Yes, $1.9 million for a penny. So, how can you tell if your 1993 penny is a no mint mark gem? First, check the date. It has to be from 1993. Then, look closely at the area beneath Abraham Lincoln's shoulder on the coin. You should see a mint mark there, unless it's the missing mint mark version. That's the one you're looking for. Make sure to double check your pennies if you've got a collection. You never know, you might be sitting on a gold mine. Now, the million-dollar question. How much is your 1993 No Mint Mark penny worth today? Well, the value depends on the condition of your coin. A coin in mint condition, which means it's nearly flawless, can fetch up to $1.9 million, like we mentioned before. If your penny is in good or fine condition, it might not be worth $1 million, but it can still fetch a decent price. A few $100s or even a few $1,000s depending on its quality. Now, if you think you've found one of these rare 1993 No Mint Mark pennies, the next step is selling it. If you want top dollar for your coin, you'll need to have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. A coin's grade can have a huge impact on its value. Once it's graded, you can sell it at an auction, through online platforms like eBay, or even to a professional coin dealer. Be sure to get multiple appraisals to ensure you're getting the best price. Remember, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. There are plenty of other rare coins out there that might be worth more than you think. So keep your eyes peeled, do your research, and maybe your next coin could be the next big find. 2017 P Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. But here's the thing, This isn't your average penny you'll find in your pocket change. Some of these 2017 pennies are being valued at over $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, millions. So, why is this penny so valuable, and how could it end up in your hands? Or maybe you already have one sitting in a jar unnoticed. Well, stick around, because I'm going to break it down for you. First things first, let's talk about what makes the 2017 Mint Mark penny so special. If you've been collecting coins for a while, you know that US coins are usually stamped with a mint mark indicating where they were made. The 2017 penny is the first time in history that the P Mint mark, which stands for Philadelphia, has been added to the Lincoln cent. Before this, all pennies had either no mint mark or were made at the D Mint in Denver. Typically, pennies with a P Mint mark are fairly common. But because of this historic change in 2017, there was a mix-up. Some of these pennies were struck incorrectly, making them incredibly rare. So, what makes these rare pennies worth so much? Well, it all comes down to errors and scarcity. Some of the 2017 P pennies were struck with misprints, such as double strikes, weak strikes, and even off-center coins. These errors can make a penny much more valuable than you'd think. Now, when we're talking about errors, it's not just about any mistake. The condition of the coin, its rarity, and the specific error all play a role in the price. And when you have a 2017 P penny in perfect condition with a major error, that's when we start talking about big money. Coins like this one, a flawless, double-struck 2017 P penny, have sold for $1.7 million at auctions. But even if your penny isn't in perfect shape, you may still have something worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare 2017 P pennies sitting in your coin jar or collection? It's all about paying close attention to details. Here are some things to look for when examining your pennies. The first thing you'll want to check is the P Mint mark on the reverse side of the penny. It should be located right under the ear, in front of Lincoln's shoulder. Look for misprints such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or even a coin that looks like it's been stamped more than once. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are the most valuable. Look for coins that haven't been scratched or worn down by years of circulation. If you think you might have one of these rare coins, it's time to take a closer look and see if you could be sitting on a gold mine. Alright, so now that you know what to look for, let's say you find a 2017 P penny in your collection or pocket change. What should you do next? First, make sure to get your penny appraised by a professional. You can visit a local coin dealer or take a picture and send it to a trusted online coin appraiser. If you find that it's a rare error coin, you may want to have it graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This will help you get an accurate, official grade, which could significantly increase its value. Once you've got an official grade, you can decide if you want to sell it or hold onto it for future value. If you're thinking about selling, consider listing it to reputable auction houses or online marketplaces that specialize in rare coins. Now, I know that some of you might be wondering, what if I don't have a 2017 P penny, but I have other old coins lying around? Well, that's a whole other topic for another video, but trust me, there are many coins that could be worth serious money, and I'll be covering more of them soon, so stay tuned. If you've got any old coins lying around, now's the time to get them checked out. Who knows? You might have a rare coin worth millions just waiting to be discovered.